What is going on, everybody? Sit tight. Go ahead and hit that share button. Hit that like. Throw some hearts if you're on Periscope. We'll be coming live here in about a minute and 30 seconds.
You're breaking up so bad. I can barely hear you. Terrible. I can't even. How you guys doing? Hopefully everybody's having a good night.
Oh, wait a second. Is that better? Can you hear me? That must be better. You're probably talking about me, no sound. If you guys can hear me now, let me know. I'm sure they probably heard Joe just fine. Anyway, so it's been a little while since we've done a live, but as the title says, Sarsour strikes again. So I thought we'd talk about a couple issues, a couple things that I just, popped up. There's been a lot. Volume is an issue. It should be fixed now. Lisa, on YouTube. So let me pull up some of these sites, man. There's a couple things. First of all, let's talk about this whole gun control thing, man. What do you think about this?
I mean, as far as the gun control, it's them implementing, taking, citizens' rights away that actually follow the law. It's not gonna do anything to ultimately stop more shootings like we've seen in Vegas, Sutherland, Texas, the gay nightclub in Florida, the school and the school down in Florida. It's not going to stop any of that. It's going to take the rights away from the people that actually follow the laws, and it's not going to accomplish anything beneficial in order to stop those types of situations.
Yeah, totally. So I'm going to pull it back up on the screen, but I have, excuse me guys, I'm getting over being sick too, so if I sound a little weird, that's what it is. But if on the screen, I'm showing right now, I'm going to pull it back up, but it shows the gun statistics of gun-free zones here. And it says mass public shootings in gun-free zones. This is from the Crime Prevention Research Center. And it says mass public shootings in gun-free zones from 1950 through July 10th of 2016, which is really not that long ago. Now it says 98.4% of shootings occur in gun-free zones. Now this is something I actually pointed out a while ago in a video I did a while ago about the Second Amendment. So it says that, okay, and then we have another one here that says between January of 1998 and December of 2015 that 96.2% of mass public shootings were in gun-free zones. So clearly, whether you look at the long-term or the short-term, gun-free zones don't seem to work. So like, what do you think about that? Especially, what do you think also too about how Trump said how he wanted to like allow teachers to be armed and stuff like that in the school? Like, what do you think of that?
I mean, as far as teachers being armed, I think if they go through the appropriate training and certifications that they need, I don't think it'd be a bad thing. Obviously, if you look at the sheriff's department down in Florida, their deputies didn't even want to go into the building when the kid's coming through, shooting a bunch of people. So, I mean, it's going to take some people with some balls, man, that are willing to stand up against stuff like this if it's something that we really want to stop. And I think that our total focus is in the wrong place anyways. It's really not gun control. It's bringing morals, ethics, and values back into this country. And that's truly, in my personal opinion, what's going to actually get things fixed.
Yeah, I agree. And I haven't done a live in a little while. I just determined that I was kind of stressing out a lot about all this nonsense going on, and I just realized I need to get back to what's real important to me personally, so that I can be focused to do what I need to do. And I had to double down in my faith and everything that I'm doing. I had to start attending more classes. I had to start making it to more prayers and just reading more stuff and just trying to put it in the right track, because there's a lot of nonsense going on right now. And we're going to I want to pull up something later for everybody. I don't know that you're going to be able to hear the audio because of how stupid Skype is and everything like that. But you'll be able to hear it through the other live stream if you have it. So that's important. And I know you've also kind of had a position recently where, you've also sort of decided hey, I got to get things, this is ridiculous. Let me just focus on the stuff that matters. Instead of the nonsense. So what's your take on that? Because there's a lot of people that have been around in this movement for a while. Okay. You look at Outlaw Morgan, the guy totally just decided, screw this and just go fishing. And I spoke to him early on, and, he told me, and we had a little conversation, and I think he made one of the smartest moves. I heard Hammer say that on a Periscope. He said that he made the smartest thing by just getting the hell out. So what do you think about that?
Honestly, dude, I think that he made the smartest decision that he could have made. Obviously, everybody's a little different, dude. I've been a little bit more passionate on this side. I don't want to see things what's going on within this movement or even within society happening. So I feel like I've got more of a direction to try to put a stop to it, dude. But honestly, I've kind of just laid back, dude, because here's the thing. No matter what you say to somebody, no matter what you try to, transpire to them to try to get them to see things from a different point of view, they're going to continue doing what they're doing. If they're bad people, they're going to continue doing bad things. If they're good people, then they'll continue doing good things, or they'll try to better themselves. And really, I'm like you, dude. I need to get, my faith a little bit better than what it's been in the past, and focus on things that matter. My job, making money, my faith, my girlfriend, my family, because a lot of the stuff that we try to control, we can't, man. Some of these people are just lost, and it's on both sides of the it's on both sides of the aisle. We've got corruption throughout this entire country. And so, I think it's good to bring awareness to certain things, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's good to dwell on them to the point that they start eating at you, because some of these things are just out of our hands. We can't control them.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I've had, I've had, like I said, I had to double down in a lot of things that really put me in the right state, because it's real easy to get wrapped up in this and let this be the number one thing in your life. And the truth is that it's super important stuff, and you have to put the time and effort in it. But at the end of the day, if a person isn't right themselves to be able to approach a problem to try to solve it, then it's really kind of pointless. You know what I mean? They're just you're wasting energy for nothing. And that's kind of what I was feeling at some point. So now I'm looking at it from a different perspective and a different angle, and the things that people are doing before don't really seem to have any real effect anymore. It's dying down. Everybody's more focused on policies and things that are going on instead of the nonsense. But there is this. I want to pull this up too. So this is the gun statistics. So we're gonna bounce from that for a minute. But I want to show you guys this. Okay, this is the Women's March website. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have been paying attention here, but they have something called Youth Empower. Okay, and this Youth Empower is this #enough thing. So they've got toolkits for kids in school, and it's the National School walkout. Okay, so that's what this is. It's ridiculous. Now let me see. Click here for frequently asked questions. I think it's on March 13th. Okay, March 14th. Here we go. So here's the info. Listen how stupid this is, Joe. Okay, so why are we doing this? This is their explanation. Linda Sarsour here. We are living in an age where young people like us do not feel safe in our schools. This issue is personal for all of us, especially for those of us who are survivors of gun violence. We are walking out of all people who have experienced gun violence, including systematic forms of gun violence that disproportionately impact teens in black and brown communities. It is important that when we refer to gun violence, we do not overlook the impact of police brutality and militarized policing, or see police in schools as a solution. We also recognize the United States has exported gun violence through imperialist foreign policy to destabilize other nations. We raise our voices for action against all these forms of gun violence. So it's on March 14th is the 1 year anniversary of the the Stoneman Douglas High School, and 1 month anniversary, I'm sorry. And they're staying out for 17 minutes for the 17 lives. So they're encouraging all these kids to just walk out of school. Okay, just walk out. You know, doesn't matter. And this is all in the name of trying to really what they want to do is they want to take the guns. I mean, they're clearly saying that the solution is not police, and they're trying to go against all law enforcement and all that. I mean, what do you make of this, man? This is just like ridiculous to me.
So here's my point of view on this, dude. They're focused on the wrong things to fix things in order to further an agenda, a secret agenda. And this is just my 2 cents. If they really wanted to make schools safe, they would put veterans that have been mentally checked out, that are trained, or they'd put police officers in school. Because at the end of the day, the only way to overcome evil men is good men willing to do violence. And that's just that's the fact of the matter. That's the only way you're going to stop evil, especially evil where it comes to, you know, people wanting to take others' lives. And that those are the facts. I mean, it's the same way. I mean, they want to take guns away to prevent shootings, and then they want to make issues like pedophiles. They want to create they want to take the laws and make them less effective against people like that. So there's people out there that have smoked weed that are doing more time than old men that have touched little girls. You can just see their narrative and their agenda in everything that they do, and it's honestly quite disgusting. I mean, you know, when we go and invade another country, we don't send a bunch of people with rainbow umbrellas. You know, that's just not the way that it works. You know, we send tanks, we send planes, we send troops, and that's how you defeat stuff like that. Same thing goes in the school. You're not going to stop people that want to kill other people by taking guns away, or, you know, stopping the police from being able to do their jobs, or making the police forces so liberal that they're afraid to even go into a school when there's a kid in there running around haywire with an AR-15. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you know, and part of that was what came out was because the school was basically protecting their reputation by throwing the kid out, and that they had, I think there was almost like 50 kids a month that the school threw out. So there's a lot of corruption that's being exposed, and I'm here in Florida. I'm not too far from Parkland, about a half hour or so, maybe half hour, 40 minutes. And I've met people that have, you know people who are actually there, teachers or gym teachers. They were their gym teachers when they were in school or whatever. I've just ran into people along the way, and it's completely unfortunate. But the solutions of what this Women's March garbage is trying to promote, and I'm going to put this back on the screen here. They're trying to basically just pull at all of these left-wing, extreme left. Well, let's not forget, these are the same people that did the Power to the Polls thing that I went out there to undercover, which was just a bunch of raving anti-Trumpers, just lunatics. And so when we look at this, it's the same people, and they're talking about what does anything have to do with going to other countries? Like, what does it have anything to do with this? So is it about that, or is it about the kids, you know, that got killed? And if you're going to make a statement, what's your statement? They're saying here that they see the police brutality as the problem, and that it's disproportionate violence, gun violence with black and brown communities. Well, did they ever think that it's because they disproportionately commit the crimes? I mean, I don't understand. They just pick and choose the facts that they want to talk about, and they leave out the rest of them, and they're just trying to pull at people's heartstrings. That's all that they're doing here, and it's just absolutely atrocious. Linda Sarsour at it again.
It is atrocious, dude. And one of the biggest issues is they'll just focus on the problems that fit the narrative or the agenda that they're trying to push. That's the only thing that they'll do. They'll focus on those problems. They'll continue pushing the information out until they've got half of the nation or more than half of the nation convinced that the only way to make them safe is by taking everybody's one back stable of actually protecting themselves or their families, and that's the right to own a firearm. And it's pretty sad that that's where we've come to in this country. But you know, there's some dumb people in this country that they'll believe it. They'll believe it, and it'll never save one life.
Totally. Tom Anderson on Facebook here says the left legislates immoral and irresponsible behavior. They are the reason we need our Second Amendment. And I couldn't agree more, because what's funny is that they're actually eating themselves now. Actually, I had this article up before, and this is a little bit older now. But I'm gonna still put it up here. It says California Democrats declined to endorse another term for Senator Dianne Feinstein. So the Democratic Party they don't even know what they represent anymore. They just represent obstruction, and they just want to take away rights and pitch this dream world of, if we take all the guns, that gun violence is magically gonna stop. But it's funny because their own party, they're getting rid of some of these people, and it's just funny to watch them lose their minds. And while we're actually on this, guys, I just give you a moment, Joe. We'll be right back here in a second. But I want to show you guys some of our other pages that we have, because Facebook did delete our page. This is our new Facebook page. If you guys are watching us from Facebook, so if you don't mind, just help sharing this out so people know we're back, because Facebook deleted our page. We had over 47,000 followers. But we're also on Gab right now too. We're on gab.ai. That's a free speech. You won't get banned. Your account won't get, unless you're breaking the law. Okay. There's people that post really stupid stuff. And you can find us gab.ai/Patriot Media. That's our Gab page. We're also on Twitter, even though that they censor big time, as we know. So here's our Twitter page. And we also have, where did it go? Where's this Instagram? Boom, there it is. This is our Instagram page as well. So feel free to follow us in all those places so we can stay in touch. And then, guys, also, too, if you want to help us out here at Patriot Media, it's been rough for us. This is our Patreon page. We've actually had some people, I think, that thought maybe that we're not around doing anything anymore. And so they've actually left. So we just want to let everybody know we're still here, patreon.com/Patriot Media. And so yeah, Joe, this whole thing is out of control as far as what they're trying to do, because now what they're actually doing is instead of trying to ban the guns in some places, they are actually trying to ban the ammunition as a way to sort of circumvent them being able to rewrite or eliminate the Second Amendment. So what do you think about that? Have you heard about that? Have you heard about this taking place, that they're trying to ban ammunition now?
Yeah, I've seen different things on it, dude, and it's like, here's the thing: if some of these liberal legislators or politicians really believe that taking guns away would save anybody, how come Dianne Feinstein has a concealed weapons permit? How come she has armed bodyguards? How come she lives in a gated community? There's enough signs out there for people to look at this in a common sense way and just realize that these people are all lying. So many people lie nowadays. And a lot of them are in politics too. Just as many people that you find here on social media that lie or deceitful, they're the same people running the damn country. And so, they're going to attack this in any way that they can. If they can't get the guns banned, then they'll ban the ammunition. They're going to do whatever they possibly can to get their agenda pushed. And there's no limits to what they'll do. There's no limits to what they'll say. Yeah. They're just go about their business and do what they need to do to, infringe upon people's rights.
Yeah, absolutely. Richard on YouTube says you have a radical Muslim creating problems with the walkout, and that's exactly what I'm pointing out in this, is that it's Linda Sarsour. I see some interesting comments about what people are saying as far as things that you may or may not have done. And while I have you on here, I want to. You're not going to be able to hear the audio on this, but I think it's really important to show this video, because everybody wants to throw out stuff, left and right at people, as far as, oh, this one does this one does that. Let me show you something. And this person, I'm not even going to mention their name. You'll probably know who it is by the audio. But I just want to remind everybody that something I've said in the past with other people that I've had issues with. When these people are going out, they're representing everyone who falls under the Trump supporter or patriot category. Okay, so a person's behavior, right, especially to people who are in the middle or on the left. Okay, a lot of them already think that we're all loony or racist or Nazis or whatever the case is. But when you have people acting a particular way, not only online but then in person, okay, and this particular video is in an airport, okay, so let me just play this video for everybody, because I think that if they haven't seen this, they need to see this, and there's no real way to justify the behavior. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from that. I don't really care. So let me just go ahead and pull this up and just show everybody, because it's insane. So let me just get this going here. Yeah, watch this, guys.
I ain't no vendido, homie. Hey, come and talk to me, homie. Come and talk to me, bitch. Come and talk to me, mother. Come and talk to me. That's what I thought, bitch. That's what I thought. I'm an American, homie. You're a vendido. Where you from, dog? Where you from? I ain't no. Then why you call me a? You don't even know how to talk like a Latino, ese. I'm from LA, homie, and I love Trump. So what? So why you call me a? So why you call me a right
so
now?
Ridiculous.
Why you call me a? You racist? I love Trump. You call me a? Do I look like a? Do I look like a?
This is ridiculous.
Talk right. Latinos for Trump, homie.
Yeah, and then let's just.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, just wait.
Your attention, please. Michael Rothenberg. Michael Rothenberg. Please return to Unavola.
Huh? He was walking and he started telling me, because I love Trump, because that's my president.
I'm sorry, this is hilarious.
So I called him out. He didn't do nothing. He walked away from me, like all the snowflakes.
Mind you, he's got a Trump flag wrapped around him right now, and I would say 9 times out of 10,
Latinos
sunglasses
for Trump,
on him, in an airport with children,
Americans for Trump.
elderly people, and this is the behavior that represents us all.
Call me a sellout. That fool.
Yeah, great. I mean, come on, man. Like, how do you? There's no explanation for this. And like I said, I'm not even saying names. If you know who it is, you know who it is. But I can say whatever I want,
That
and
fool
this is
tried
what
to
I'm
call me a
saying.
sellout. I ain't no sellout. I'm American, 100%. I'm a Latino for Trump. My mama came here legally, unlike his mama. Very well, because Trump is our president, homie. Are you racist? You being racist against me? Latinos for Trump. I'm a Latino, look at me.
Come on.
Trump ain't racist. Trump is a good man. Trump is a good man. Trump is a good man.
Does he realize where he is?
All right, everyone, I got to get off. I got to show my boarding pass.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys when I get to Sacramento, LA. I'm in LA.
Yeah.
I love you all.
Here we go. Ready? Listen to this last part. Just the
I
last.
hope that lady didn't try to call security on me. I'll be back, my Patriots.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Joe. You probably weren't even able to hear that, but that shit was mad funny. I mean, I just, when people want to talk about, oh, this one said this online or this or that or whatever, I mean, that's like petty stuff, but we got people acting like this in a public place, yelling and screaming with kids all around. I mean, why aren't people talking about that? Why is it, you know what I mean? I don't understand why people are just letting all this stuff fly and not, saying how they feel about it. What, they afraid because this one talks with that one or they're also, I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you got to call it as you see it. And that was just unacceptable behavior.
Exactly, dude. And I didn't even see or hear what was going on, but I'm gonna support you in this. Too many people are afraid to speak out against certain things that they see as being wrong or not right. And this is really why I pulled myself out of the Patriot movement. This is really why I pulled myself into just being an American that stands up for what's right and stands up for against what's evil. because at the end of the day, we've got too many people that are afraid to stand their ground and, speak out against things that aren't right. And it doesn't matter if it's on the left or on our side or in the middle or anywhere else. If you're a good person, it doesn't matter where you stand in this country. You should always be standing up for what's right. And you should always be standing up or standing against what's wrong.
Yeah, and I agree, and I understand being proud of like who you are and taking heat and all that. But like, there's if you're going to be, look, if you're going to be an individual person, that's fine, and you can act however you want to be. But if you're going to be in this, internet realm and you're sort of to some degree an example, because people are going to watch you, like what you do. They're going to want to maybe emulate what you do, and it's. And people have the right to act, say, do whatever they want to do, and I'm allowed to say whatever I want about it as well. And I think that we have to start having better examples in this movement, which I don't even think it's a movement anymore. We just have a bunch of rogue like egos and personalities running around that and because of what I've been dealing with in the past, even interpersonally with a lot of these people, that's what I've come to find. And I understand that we all want to support our president, that we all want to, but how is that behavior? Someone who's in that airport, okay, that might have, been like, well, I'm not sure that I trust the news, but how can they? What are they going to think when they see that? And I know you didn't see the video, but I'll give you kind of a synopsis of what happened. Basically, you had a person who got upset about something that somebody said walking by, and the person just continued to walk by. This person flipped out, started yelling and screaming, MF, and then I guess the kid, he's like some little hipster or whatever, probably like 16 years old, skinny jeans, thinks he's cool, throws the N-word out at other people who aren't even of that color, because that's what the culture is in the hip hop and all that, right? So he's like throws that word out, and then the other person who's the Patriot, it starts yelling back at him, screaming in the middle of an airport. Do I look like a, and just kept on yelling and MF, and it's just like, dude, like there's kids here, there's families everywhere. You're walking around with a Trump flag wrapped around you, like walking through the airport. Do you imagine what people are thinking when they see this? Are you kidding? That's what happened in the video. Okay, that is what happened. So you can go back and watch it, and you can actually, if you know who it is, you could probably find the original one without all the bleeps in there. I bleeped it out because I'm not trying to, I have to play it very clean as possible right now, because they've already pulled my old page. They've messed with me here and all over, so I got to play it clear. But based off of that, what I said, I mean, what is your opinion of these people who are out here being examples? Like, what I see that your mentality has switched a little bit from what it used to be. You used to be out there like, let's go Antifa. They came after you and all this stuff, and then you kind of like reevaluated the situation and approached it differently now. So when you see somebody acting in that such a way that's representing the community, what is that? What do you think?
I mean, the biggest thing that switched for me, dude, because I used to be one of those people that was all hoorah, let's go beat up Antifa, let's go fight, that's how we're going to take the country back. And I've been attacked harder than probably most in this entire Patriot movement. I got doxxed from a 6-figure income. I had Antifa throw a brick through my windshield. I mean, dude, I've been through the hoops and the loops as far as, this whole Trump thing. And don't get me wrong, dude. I stand up for Trump 110%. I've been one of his biggest advocates in the internet world. I've tried to get people to, vote for him. But, the more that I've seen the things that are going on in this, if you want to call it Patriot movement that I'm not involved with.
Yeah, it's kind of a joke.
I've seen a lot of immoral and unethical things. I've seen so-called patriots wanting to go out there and fight people. I've seen patriots admitting to sleeping with married women's wives. I've seen such immoral things from within this own movement that it's made me not to want to have anything to do with it, dude. And here's the thing, folks. At the end of the day, you're a good person or you're a bad person. Obviously, if you have good qualities to you, you're probably going to think a little bit more conservatively than you are on the liberal side, because a lot of the things that Trump supports, a lot of the things that we support supposedly as conservatives are more moral, ethical, and value based. But we have some pretty big jack me offs, dude, within this own movement. Those aren't people that I'm willing to stand up for. Those aren't people that I'm willing to represent me. Those aren't people that I'm going to support ever, and those aren't people that I'm ever going to let represent me. And so my voice has come out in a different fashion, because I want people to know that are in the middle that are savable, or people on the left that are savable, that, hey, there's still level-headed people on our side too that don't agree with how people are acting on either side a lot of the times.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And, anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I just think it's funny because I see a lot of people that like to say what they want online, and they have every right to say whatever they want. That's First Amendment right. It looks like the Skype here kind of kicked out on me, so we're going to get him back here. But yeah, I didn't want to spend like too much time on that, guys. I just wanted to point it out because I've seen a lot of stuff online. I've just kind of kept quiet. I see what people are saying, and it becomes very frustrating when certain people are given attention and really financially even supported when they're acting in such a way where it's kind of an embarrassment. At least that's my opinion, and anyone can have their own opinion. And you can still like the guy. You can say, okay, you made a mistake, whatever, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is when you're associating with a particular group, somebody acts that way, and that's what happens, and I just don't, I think it's a problem. So as I'm trying to reset up this Skype here real quick, guys, don't forget to go and follow us on Gab. I definitely suggest that you sign up on Gab. It's free speech. They're not going to ban you. They will not ban your account. And let's see if I can get Joe back here, guys. Give me 1 sec. You're probably going to hear that calling. Let's see. See if he comes back. Joe, you there?
I could hear you, man.
All right, yeah, so if you want to flip that video back on, I'll pull you back up. I don't know what happened. Skype just kind of crashed out on me. But let's see if we can get you back in here. Okay, there you are. Let me just bounce out of there. Awesome. And this real quick. All right, yeah, you're back, man. So anyway, so moving on from that, what do you think of, we're just kind of talking, man, but all this stuff that's going on, people are thinking that Trump's turning on people with the Second Amendment and the lefties blaming the NRA. Look, there's never been any a person who's committed a mass shooting that's been an NRA member, and the left is trying to dog the NRA like they're, like the worst thing ever. I just think that's absurd. What do you got to say about it, man?
Well, here's the thing, dude. Back in the day when we still had ethics, morals, and values in this country, back in the day when people still held themselves accountable to raising their kids right, to making the right choices, and to overall being better people, there were more guns per capita in those days than there are right now. And so, is it really a gun problem? It's not a gun problem. It's never been a gun problem. It's a people problem. It's the way people do things. It's the decisions that they make. It's the way that they conduct themselves on a day-to-day basis. It's turned into a country of nothing but me. And people are just so self-centered these days that that they're concentrated on the wrong things. And when all you do is listen to what the media says, when all you do is listen to what these politicians say, they're flooding these people's brains with nothing but nonsense, and they start to believe it. And so it's sad that that's the way that it is, but unfortunately that's where we are in this country. And things aren't going to get better. We're going to see more shootings. We're going to see a lot more shootings. We're going to see, even if they do, they could do whatever laws or implement whatever laws they want, we're going to continue to see the shootings. We'll continue to see rapes. We'll continue to see murders. We'll continue to see people conduct themselves in ways we never thought were really, possible. And until people in this country make a decision that they're going to hold themselves and the people that they hang out with accountable for how they act, nothing's ever going to change, and that's the facts of the matter, at least in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I want to pull this up for everybody. I was just kind of looking around, and because the Oscars are going on and all that crap. I want you guys to look at this article here real quick. This is what Jimmy Kimmel said. This clown. He says at the Oscars, Jimmy Kimmel says penis-free Oscar statue is Hollywood's ideal man. So it says Kimmel goes all in on the Me Too movement during his opening monologue. I didn't hear it. I'm not gonna watch it, but I just think this is so ridiculous. Like, he's saying that a penisless man is Hollywood's ideal man. Like, what the hell is that?
Well, yeah, dude. And this is just
what
another.
What is that?
This is another sign of what's wrong with this country. These people are against guns, but they're okay with sexual immorality. They're okay with people suffering from mental disorders that think that they're something that they're not, and they glorify all these sick things, yet they want to attack, the decent people in this country that are entitled to own weapons. And then this is what it's become, dude. It's become nothing but a next stone. They knock one stone over, and then they knock another stone over to take our rights away. And it's really sad to where we've come in this country. And it's obvious that all you have to do is go on and watch something like that to see really the state of which this country is in right now. It's sad.
Yeah, it really is. And it's just unfortunate, man. Like, this is what is considered to be okay by the mainstream. I just don't get it. I don't understand how people can say, yeah, this is okay, this is normal. Like, to talk about a man without a penis is an ideal Hollywood man. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know. But I also got this one too. I found this article too. Nope, that ain't it. 1 second. It's this one right here, actually.
So basically, dude, it's okay for people to have a sexual desire for children. It's okay for men to want to change what they were born as. It's okay for women to change what they were born as. It's okay for 50-year-old men to date 21 or 20 or 18, 19-year-old girls. But it's not okay for God-fearing Americans to own weapons. I mean, really, where have we gone in this country? I mean, really, where have we gone in this country? When do we start looking at things for how they really are? When do we start looking at things for what they are, and look and using our common sense with stuff? I mean,
yeah, I agree.
We're accepting all these impurities into our society, yet we're trying to ban guns because all of a sudden our guns are bad. Well, once you ban guns, you're going to have to ban knives. Once you ban knives, you're going to have to ban certain materials because people will make bombs. You'll have to ban automobiles because people will run people over. You'll have to ban everything. I mean, it's really. Well,
that's because they have flawed thinking. That's the thing. Their thinking is flawed completely. This is an agenda because the fact is that every single dictator through history has taken the guns. It's the first thing, and they haven't been able to successfully do that. They've been trying for a long time. I mean, they have been trying for a long time to take the guns. And when you look at California, all the things that they've tried to institute as far as, restrictions on ammunition and all the restrictions on guns they already have there, and all these other liberal cities around the country, you can see what their agenda is. I mean, and the places that have the strictest laws have the most crime. And we talk about this all the time. And I'm just going to pull up the statistics again while I have it up here. These are the percentages, guys, of mass shootings that occur in gun-free zones, okay? That's this right here. So again, 1950, it's lagging a little bit, guys, sorry. 1950 through July 10th, 2016, over 98% of mass shootings occurred in gun-free zones.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when we look at even a shorter term, through 1998 through 2015, were 96.2% of them of mass shootings occurred in gun-free zones. So I mean, I know we've talked about this and we brought it up already, but I mean, this just shows that their type of ideology is so far warped that they think, like you're saying, oh, and their stabbings, like, are they going to try to ban knives? No. Are they going to ban trucks? I mean, look what's happened in Europe and all over, and even in New York, the precautions that they've had an incident there, not as severe. I mean, well, they're all severe, but not as many casualties as ones that have happened in Europe. But we see they take all types of precautions now against people ramming trucks. What are they going to have? Like you're saying, they're going to ban that? No, they're not. So what is this agenda that they're pushing, this gun control agenda? What is its purpose?
Well, if you look at the real problem, dude, and you look at really what's going on with a lot of these shooters, let's look at statistics. I want to say that 70 to 80% of these shooters that committed these mass shootings grew up without a father figure, and they grew up without the lack of discipline that they needed to grow up to be contributors of society. Same thing goes with look at these women that go and prostitute themselves on the streets, or get involved that do these disgusting things. They're really missing somebody in their life that would have showed them the way to conduct themselves as a good human being. So
sure.
It's not
a lack of role models. You're saying a lack of role models, basically.
It's a lack of good role models. Absolutely, right. Dude. And that's what it really comes down to. And so many people in society have chosen not to be a role model. They've chosen to set bad examples. And that's what's really wrong with this country.
Well, it's funny is too, and this is all being perpetrated by the same group of people that are pushing for the gun control. They're the ones that have put policies in place to to make it more profitable, let's say, right, for people who want to milk the government to be single and have tons of kids, right? That's how you get the most money. If you're married, you don't get anywhere near the type of benefits that you get if you are a single mother with a gang of kids and not working and whatever. That's how you get the most money from the government. That's how they've designed this. That has been designed by Democrats. They have systematically tried to ruin the family structure, and that if we don't fix the family structure in this country, okay, yep, which is the biggest problem, if we don't fix that, right, if these kids don't start growing up with a father figure, because most of the time that's the case, okay? I mean, I don't have the statistics in front of me, and I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive, and I would say that there are more single mothers with children than single fathers with children. And right, so I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I mean, this is what I've seen, and I think that's, if I'm wrong, somebody can show me statistics. I'm sure someone will tell me, because they tell me everything and bitch about everything. So, but when we look at that has to be done. And how is that done? In my opinion, you have to have a foundation of some type of faith, whatever it is, some type of relationship with God or a higher power, or whatever you want to call it, something that's going to give you put your life in a different direction, right? Because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I think I have the best ideas, sometimes it gets me in trouble, and sometimes what I have to do is rely on something that's beyond me, that's of something that's larger, which is, for me, is my faith. And I think that's super important. I mean, what do you think?
It is important, dude. We all need some sort of faith. We need to believe in somebody. And, God is a good role model. God is somebody that, has set a good example through history according to the Bible. And he set up the family structure for a reason. One man, one woman, that are supposed to come together and work through their problems and treat each other with love and respect and set a good example for the people that they bring into this world. Well, when you have families that continue to get divorced, or you have mothers or fathers that continue to bring different sexual partners into the house every other night with kids in the house, what kind of example are you setting for this generation?
Right.
But what kind of example are we setting for the generations that come? We're creating so many impurities in this country, and people want to sit there and scratch their head and say, oh, I wonder what's wrong with this country. I'm going to blame it on this, or I'm going to blame it on that. It's like you said, we've totally destroyed the family structure in this country. We've totally destroyed morals, ethics, and values in this country.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, who's done it is the left. The left has done it.
And it's not just the left. It's the left, but you either have good people or bad people, dude. I see people that claim they voted for Trump that are practicing the same immoralities that you.
Well, hold on a second. Just because somebody voted for Trump doesn't actually make them on the right. What I'm saying is that basically the people who are how they've really affected this, in my opinion, is through society and through all of the different avenues that people take things in, which is what they see, what they hear, and what they read, right? These are all controlled by very small groups of people. When we look at Hollywood, when we look at all the TV shows and all the movies and all this stuff that's totally left-leaning, totally biased, and in these things they show this type of of behavior as far as people just sleeping around and how relationships don't mean anything and people are getting divorced and single parents with kids. So they've normalized this type of stuff just the same way abortion is normalized, right? Abortion is normalized, and you should not be killing unborn children, okay? And Ben Shapiro brought up a good point with this. Is basically, you know, and he's right, is where do you draw the line? Okay, where is the line drawn? Because the left, their definition of life when it comes to abortion is a very slippery slope as far as what they are going for. Thank you. I just want to say thanks for the super chat there. 1010, I think is your name. Love this channel. Keep up the awesome work. Well, thank you so much for liking what we do and sharing it and supporting us. Appreciate that. But like I say, you know, this is the facts. Okay, they're destroying society on purpose because they know that this is how they could take over.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
You know, because I know there's a lady in here named Blackie Davis. She just shared this video
in Arkansas. Yeah, I see on the Facebook chat there. Yeah.
I want to use her as an example because she's somebody that's been married for 35 plus years. She's not associated with this generation or even the generation really prior to this, dude. She's in her own genre, and there's a lot of people like her. How come that generation has so many people that have been married 35 plus years? Their kids have all been raised right. They have families of their own. They're doing the right things. They go to work. They do the things that they're supposed to, and then all of a sudden you look at the next two generations, and you've got old men sleeping with young women, you've got men sleeping with men, you've got women sleeping with women. Not saying this never happened before, but at the rate that it's happening, we don't have good role models.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm really close to Palm Beach Island. I don't know if you've ever been there or not, but you see some really gross stuff on Palm Beach Island. You see these young women that are just all after the money with these old dudes, like they're just like half in the grave, and you know they're with these chicks that are like 20 years old, whatever. Yeah, my thing is I think people, how do people wake up, right? How do you wake people up and say, hey, yo, you are being programmed. You are being programmed by everything that's on the TV that you take in, all the music, all the hip hop. And believe me, look, I like the beats. I like all that stuff. But when you listen to what they're talking about, when you see what they're promoting, it's garbage.
It's garbage. I listen to Christian rappers, dude. I listen to NF. I listen to a dude named Ivan B. I love rap too. But I'm not going to fill my head with a bunch of nonsense. I'm not going to watch a bunch of stuff that makes me disgusted to my stomach. People have got to start thinking about what they put into themselves. Just like if you were to eat every day. If you eat McDonald's every day, you're probably going to be a fat pig
with acne.
And that's the fact of the matter. Well, the same thing goes in with the types of people you hang out with, the types of things that you put through your brain. Eventually, you let enough nonsense into yourself, you're going to turn into a disgusting animal. And that's what society has done. They've let enough nonsense into them that they're running around and they're all a bunch of disgusting animals. And that's the truth of the matter. And some people may think that I'm a little over dramatic about it. Well, I'm not over dramatic. I'm just one of the few people that will stand up for what I believe in, and I'll stand against things that I think aren't right, plain and simple.
Oh, totally. And I think as you know, there's a thing in Judaism that there's like a thing that says that basically what the eye sees, the heart desires. And so when you're putting in garbage through what you see, right? When you're putting in trash all the time, when you're putting in this nonsense, that's what your heart is going to want. Okay, when you're listening to trash all the time, and it's like it does have an effect. Okay, these people, like, I don't know if they understand that, because everyone is listening to it. And when you look at Snapchat is just one big trash pile, basically. Yep. I mean, it really is. Like, there are people who use it for fun little things, but when you look at the news they try to push on there, when you see like just the demographic that's on there, most of the kids that are on this Snapchat are like, oh, F Trump, you know, it's that group. It is that group that loves Snapchat. And this is all being pushed out there. It's like they're trying, in every turn, they're trying to shape somebody's mind to believe a particular thing. And we're not even talking about the mainstream media right now. Okay, we're talking about the garbage through Hollywood and all the celebrities and the sports players and all this crap.
Yeah, well, it's the sad thing too, because once they push enough of that stuff out, and then there's enough people in society conducting themselves in this way or doing things that are not right, you have even less people that are willing to stand up against these things, because they're going to be standing pretty much by themselves. And, something that I've taken to heart is, I don't care, dude. If I have to stand by myself to get a point across, if I have to be in a field all by myself, but I know that I'm standing for what's right at the end of the day, well, then I'll take what's standing up for right every single time, dude. And that's just me personally.
Yeah, I maybe let me see. My wife doesn't really want to come on camera, but I want to ask her a question. What do you think about all the stuff like in society, how they're pushing with with all this the way that they push relationships and with like no long-term type of thing. Everything is very short, like get what you want and then leave. What do you have to say about that? Anything? I'd like to get a woman's opinion, like from my wife. Do you want to come here? They can't hear you. Just come here. You look fantastic. Don't worry. You got a little bit of a thing on the side of your cheek though, but yeah, there you go. You're good. Here, come on in. Here, give me. We're gonna bring her in here. Here she is. Let's see if we can get her in. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna focus on you. Here, put your head this way more. See if it'll focus. I don't know. No, anyway, go ahead and talk. They should be able to hear you. You just talk towards that. Let me take this off, and they'll be able to see you. Go ahead. You can start talking.
I think that type of structure you're talking about in terms of relationships.
Yeah. As far as society pushes as being like acceptable, as far as the behavior.
Like having as many sexual.
Like he's saying as many, like Joe's saying, having as many sexual partners as possible, and all that.
Well, I still think that
there we go. It's better.
I mean, it's the same thing as it's always been. Like for guys, having as many sexual partners and having a bunch of girlfriends is something that is to be praiseworthy. And for women, it's like, you're a slut, or
Yeah.
I think some people want to get married, and some people want to stay single forever. I think girls want more of a committed relationship than guys do.
But what do you think is like society, like when you watch the movies and you see all these like couples are divorced and stuff with kids, and like this is what they're pushing as far as being acceptable, like that this is normal, which I don't agree that's normal. I mean, I think unfortunately it is today because of what they've been pushing, but like we don't, in our life, like that's like abnormal,
Yeah, for us, I mean, it's acceptable for sure to be single, to be a single mother, to do what it is that you whatever you want to do, you do you. But I mean, for us in traditional Judaism, it's definitely encouraged to get married and to have children. I think even having children
Let's say hi.
Hello. Hi, guys. I think that having children in the secular society is not always something. It's like, well, if you don't, like, maybe you probably don't want to have children. You want to do you. You want to, children are expensive and they're difficult, and why would you want to subject yourself to that? Why would you want to bring children into this crazy, difficult, horrible world? But
put this in your ear. See if you can hear what's going on, so you can hear yourself. It might fall out because that way you can hear what Joe's saying. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, Joe, you want to say something? What do you think about that, Joe?
The reason why it's like that is because they've trained us to think that way. The reason why you guys in your religion, Judaism, have been trained that the right way to do things is to find someone you love, marry that person, have children, and stay together and work through your issues. As long as someone's not being an outright nutcase in the relationship, you guys are trained. You guys are taught that the right thing to do is to work through your problems, keep the family together. Because
that's better.
With religion also comes with morals, ethics, and values, which is something missing from society. And that's why we've been trained that it's okay to run from one person to the next, to do this nonsense, to do that nonsense. And that's proof even more that this country does need God. I'm not saying that, I don't care if you're a Mormon, a Christian, a Judaism, this, that, as long as you have something that you can link yourself to that actually promotes values, morals, and ethics, you're going to do things the right way. We may not believe things on the same level. We may have a few differences in our philosophy or how we're taught, religion. But along with most religions, outside of a few of them, we're taught to bring that type of positive behavior with us into society and to live a certain way. When you take that out of society, is the reason why we're having the problems that we see and that we're having.
Yeah, totally. And I think when you brought up too that there's like patriots that brag about this type of behavior, sleeping with married women and how many women they can sleep with by whatever town they go to. I mean, that's why would you brag about that, especially when you're like, okay, you know what I mean? You're 18, you're 19, you're a young kid. It's like that's the cool thing, whatever. But when you're over 40 and that's still your behavior, like, what does that say about you? You know what I mean? Like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, even if you're younger, dude, if you're 18 or 19 and you think that's the cool thing to do, what does that say about your parents? What does that say about how you were taught?
It's true.
So
how you're brought up.
Facts of the matter, dude. I've always been a fairly moral and ethical and valued person. I've got some anger problems. I mean, I'll admit to the issues that I have, but those are the facts of the matter, dude. I've never conducted myself in that way, and it's because my parents ended up splitting up, dude. But at the same time, they did raise me in a Christian household. They did raise me, teaching me what's right and what's wrong. And when we don't teach our kids this kind of stuff, they're going to learn it from somewhere else. And do we want them to learn it from people that are sleeping with a bunch of married women? I mean, let's be real with ourselves, people. These are the facts of the matter, and these are the real issues that we're facing in this country.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I just want to get your opinion on that. You want to hang out, or what do you want to do?
I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta get back to doing that. Doing your thing over there. All right. Yeah. So she just bounced out here. Yeah, there's somebody who said also that they watched our wedding. Let me see if I can scroll up and see who that was. They said they watched our wedding. It was the first Jewish wedding they saw, and they enjoyed it. Paula. That was Paula Baker on YouTube.
It was a good one.
Yeah, she my wife said it was a good one. Yeah, and Paula also says that children are being indoctrinated in schools. And this is something that I had actually brought up before, guys. Let me see. I don't think that do I have the site up? Probably not. But on the Patriot Media YouTube channel, what is this? No, that ain't it. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up, guys, because I want to show you. I made a video a while ago about the CNN 10, which is what they're pushing in the schools to push their left-wing agenda. And what I want to do is just show you guys the video that I have I'm not going to play it. I just want to show you which video it is. So that way, if you guys are interested, you can go and watch it. And also, I should just show you what our YouTube channel is. That would be good. But I can't seem to get it to open properly. Oh, there we go. Okay, we maximized it. So this is also our YouTube channel, guys. You can go and subscribe there. I strongly suggest it. Even though they've been doing a massive purge and everything, until they get rid of us, I would say, go and subscribe, please. This is the Patreon. Let me bounce this off the screen real quick. Why is that still up there? I don't know. But we're going to move it up so I can get it on the screen again. Anyway, okay, wait, there we go. That's it. Yeah. Okay, so we're live now. This is our YouTube. If you go under videos, guys, and you scroll down, you're going to see we have a number of different videos, older videos, newer videos. This is where you can see all of our stuff since Facebook deleted our whole page on Facebook. We have a lot of our videos here. Okay, so this one right here, guys. Your children's minds are under attack. CNN strikes. So this one here, it's about 12 minutes long, and it talks about CNN 10, which is the program that they're pushing in schools. And on the topic of what we're talking about, yes, they are being indoctrinated in schools as all this behavior being normalized, which it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And I think that when you have people, again, being examples in this movement, acting in such a way, what is that going to say for everybody else? Like, this is okay, I don't know. So what else is going on, man? I mean, what else is happening out there?
I'm just chilling, dude. I'm honestly, trying to stay away from most of this, dude. I mean, I agreed to come on here, dude, because I like you. But like I said, I've got anger problems, and I'm trying to control those anger problems. And quite frankly, in order to control those, I've got to stay away from most of these people out here, dude.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you, man. I would. Yeah, you know, I've gotten to the point where I just don't give a crap anymore. Like, let people say whatever they want to do. People are going to do whatever they're going to do, and you're always going to have people that are blindly going to just send people money and do whatever and support them doing what they're doing. But you know, it's not. If it's that harmful, for sure, you got to walk away. You know, just like I had to take some time and reconnect and do what I have to do, and some people may decide to get involved again, and some may not. You know, some may not. Like Hammer's in here on Periscope. And like I said earlier, like in his video, he said the Outlaw was like the smartest dude by just getting out and going fishing. And dude, you can tell he's having a great time. You know, he doesn't care, and he's kind of got the right attitude to some degree, because this Facebook drama is stupid. And so I'm just trying to do something from a different angle. I brought you on a while ago as Patriot Media contributor because I liked what you had to say as far as, you know, the outlooks, opinions, and things like that. You know, but as far as all the drama, like, I don't even. It is what it is, dude. You know, I just don't even care, and I wouldn't even give them the time if I were you. I wouldn't even give them that space in your head, bro, because they ain't even worth it, to be honest with you. Let them sell their Confederate memorabilia and all this, you know.
Exactly, dude, and that's why I've liked you, is because you've kept a level head, dude. In no point have I ever not liked you, dude. But I'm the type of person, dude, that holds myself to a totally different standard than some of these individuals. And I honestly put it upon my back that, hey, I've got to stop this. And, you know, what I really need to do is stop getting myself involved with any of these people and just saying goodbye to them, because it'll get to the point, dude, where I'm only going to destroy myself. I've only destroyed myself over these past couple months because I've made myself so angry about certain to the point that it's pissed me off, dude. And I'm only one person, dude. I can't save the world, and I'm not going to put that on my conscience, because at the end of the day, you know, you'll be judged by somebody one day based upon your actions and based upon the things that you did on this earth and based upon the decisions and the people you've associated with. It's out of my hands. I'm not going to let it make me angry. I'm not going to focus on those people because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm only responsible for myself, and that's the only person I'll be responsible for. And I'm going to live my life truthfully, with integrity, with ethics, morals, and values. And at the end of the day, I can go to bed with myself.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You know, and I got to say, you know, I got married not that long ago, end of November. When you take something like that actually seriously, and it's not just like, oh yeah, we're getting married, you know, that's a life-changing event. And when I look back at a lot of this stuff, I'm just like, you know what, like, I can't. Look, I'm gonna do whatever it is that I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna be you know, following a lot of these other people that are out there. I'm not a follower. Nope. You know, I never have been, and I have something that I want to do, and I'm just going to do that. And if people want to, you know, if people want to re-like the page on Facebook, that's cool. If they don't, that's cool too. You know what I mean? Like,
well, dude, you're a good example, dude. You're a young person that's committed to his wife, that's committed to staying with his wife, and you're going to raise your kids right once you have kids. You are a good role model to what young people in this society should be like. And so you can say your 2 cents about things that you feel, but other than that, dude, there's more important things. Focus on your wife, focus on your life, and focus on your job. And this is advice that I need to take myself too, dude, because I've had a hard time doing it.
Right.
You know, we can't change these people's minds. We can't make people go from good to bad. All we can do is give them the tools that they need to realize what they've been doing is wrong, and what they need to do is change some things about them. And at the end of the day, that's all we can do, and that's what I'm going to start trying to do is, you know, I'll throw out my 2 cents if I don't agree with something, but I'm not going to focus on it because I'm a very passionate person to the point that I let it destroy myself.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree. I just have up on the screen again, guys, if you're just jumping in or checking it out, one of the other things we talked about earlier was about the #enough from the Women's March, Linda Sarsour, that was in the title. Excuse me. They're doing this, guys, on March, where was it? They have all this information, stuff to print out. It's really ridiculous. March 14th. Okay, they're doing it March 14th, and they're trying to push this across the nation, guys, having kids walk out of school. And it, you know, just head over here and read this crap, okay? I'm not going to read it again. It's up on the screen. You can read it yourself if you want. And, I mean, Joe, what do you – again, I mean, I know we spoke about this, but this is so important because as you bring up kids, right, it's all about the next generation. It's all about what are we going to do to correct these problems, right? And what we're doing now is for our kids. And I've heard a lot of other people say stuff like that in the past. You know, Ace Baker, and he quotes the Bundys, and a lot of other people have said it. I feel like what we're talking about, what we're trying to actually stand up for, like, are things because they're slowly over a period of time have taken things away and away and away and away, and we're fed up and we want to do something, but this whole Facebook thing has turned into basically a big, you know, shit show for lack of a better term. So I mean, but I think also too that what we've said in the past, you know, being a patriot is living your life correctly as an example for others who can then say, wow, you know what, this is the greatest country in the world because look what you can accomplish and look what you can get, right? If you do good as far as in the community, and you don't have to do a Facebook Live about it showing everybody what you're doing, okay? You just do it because for the goodness of doing it, not needing the recognition, right? Actually trying to improve the world and do something good. I mean, I think that's also being a patriot, right? I mean, you've got the people like yourself that served, right? You, Hammer. There's a bunch of other people. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of veterans. There's a lot of veterans that watch our page. You know, watch Patriot Media. I mean, we've talked to a lot of veterans, and that's a huge thing. Okay, but when somebody's out there saying that this is, you know, this is the box that you have to fit in, or you're not a patriot. I mean, what do you think of that, man? Because I find that to be actually quite disgusting and almost more like the left than patriots.
Well, yeah, dude, I really think that how it comes down, dude, is the way that you be a true patriot. Obviously, I like coming on here and doing videos and sharing stuff about myself or what's happening because I'm a vocal person. I feel that that's an outlet for me to get certain things out of myself. But being a real patriot, it really comes down to what do you do when people are not looking? What do you do when you're not always on a live video? Are you telling the truth? Are you being kind to people? Are you living your life with morals? Are you living your life with ethics? Do you say what you mean and mean what you say? And it's not when the cameras are rolling. It's when the cameras are not rolling. It's when you're in the privacy of nobody can see what you're doing. Are you being an honest person?
Absolutely.
And that's truly what will bring this country back together, is people holding themselves on an individual basis responsible for making right and good decisions, plain and simple.
Absolutely. And I think, I wonder if Hammer's still in here or not. I can't tell. He might be in here. I can't see. But I want to play that video I played earlier. I know you can't hear it. If you have another device, Joe, pull it up right now and mute yourself on Skype, and you can hear the audio to this, because I really want you to see this. And I'm not. This is not me picking on one person or anything like that. I've talked about whatever I want to talk about because this is my page, this is my channel. I don't care. And what we're talking about right now is being an example. Being an example is being a patriot, right? Being a good example for people in the world and society and people around you. Let me know when you got it pulled up, Joe. It's going to have a little bit of a delay. But once you got it up, I wonder if Hammer's still here. Yeah, okay, he says yes, he is. Okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, Joe. If you want to just mute yourself on Skype real quick. This is, yeah, here we go.
I ain't no vendido, homie. Hey, come and talk to me, homie. Come and talk to me, bitch. Come and talk to me.
This is the examples here.
Come and talk to me. That's what I thought, bitch. That's what I thought. I'm an American, homie. You're a vendido. Where you from, dog? Where you from? I ain't no. Then why you call me a? You don't even know how to talk like a Latino, ese? I'm from LA, homie, and I love Trump. So what? So why you call me a? So why you call me a? Right now? Why you call me a? You racist? I love Trump, you call me a? Do I look like a? Do I look like a? Talk right. Latinos for Trump, homie. That's what I thought.
All right, whatever. I'm just gonna cut it there, man. I don't know if you heard that or not, but this is as you can see, this is in an airport. Children all around, yelling and screaming. I bleeped out all the words, but there's MF. You know, there's a derogatory term towards a black person being yelled and screamed across in an airport. So you know, when we're talking about examples, right? You can, and somebody says he's very passionate. That's fine and that's cool, but you know what? There's a right way to use it and a way that is not as good. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, that kind of behavior is going to get the message nowhere, and it's going to make people who are trying to do what we've done, right? Like Joe, what you've done, what I've done, what all these other people have done, and we're associating with these people, and it's like, dude, I cannot be associated with these kinds of people, just like you're saying. You know, it's a shame, man. It really is. But I just, if Hammer was in here, I wanted him to see that, see what he thinks.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is, dude. But there's ain't really a whole lot more that, you know, for me to talk about at the moment. It was just some things I wanted to touch on, and I haven't done it live in a while, and I think this one's been going on for a little while here. It's been a little bit over an hour, and I just, you know, I miss doing these. I've just, like I said, I've had to also take some time for myself. I've been under the weather, and we're back. I mean, we got a page, guys. Help us share these streams out, especially on Facebook, guys, because they deleted our old page. All that info is up there. And again, guys, while we're up here, let me just pull up the other sites for us here where you can find, well, me really, on Patriot Media here. We've got, this is the YouTube channel that's up on the screen right now. We've got our gab.ai page. I strongly suggest that you go over there and follow us. If you're not on Gab, you will not be deleted or banned for, it is true free speech, pretty much, as long as you don't break the law. There's that. We do have Twitter. We also have Periscope. And then if you like what we're doing at Patriot Media, guys, please go ahead and help us, help me out to be able to keep all this going, to be able to broadcast on all these channels at once, and all the software and everything. It does take money. So patreon.com/Patriot Media. If you just want to help us out, think of it like a tip jar. You know, we just do this. I do this for fun. I like doing it. Just like Joe said, you know, he likes to come on. He likes to make these videos. I like to do it as well. I just like to use, you know, my talents and try to put some information out there and have like some real discussions with some of you guys. So, Joe, you got any final words, man? Anything you want to say before we call it?
Nah, bro, I appreciate you having me on tonight, dude. I always enjoy talking to you, and you know, keeping it real and leave it at that, dude.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate it. Thank all you guys for dropping by here at Patriot Media. Again, down at the screen, we have scrolling across the bottom of the screen, we got all of our social media pretty much. Follow us over there because we've had many problems with Facebook in the past. We all know the censorship is being ramped up across the board. You know what, Joe? There was one thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Okay. And I don't have the screenshots in front of me, but did you see the thing on Facebook now with the facial recognition where they want you to approve that, right? Now, I said months ago, dude, that they were doing this behind the scenes. I said months ago they were doing this because they were banning us off of videos when we were showing up off through other accounts and places. No, and how else did they do? No, it was us. I'm telling you, that facial recognition stuff, it was going back months ago when I called it, dude. I called that a while ago, and now I'm starting to see people post about it, and now you're also starting to see people talk about being shadow banned on Facebook when I talked about that, and it was happening to me, and now all these other, you know, personalities on Facebooks are coming out saying that they're shadow banned and this and that. Did you see that on Facebook when in the app or whatever it was?
I had an idea that they were doing this a long time ago because, like, I'm on like my 6th or 7th consecutive 30-day ban, and that's not including the other ones that I've been on. And
Hammer wants to come on.
The only way that they were doing it, dude, they were deleting accounts for me that I would show up on. They would ban people that I would show up on their live videos. And so, yeah, I mean, they're using facial recognition to see who you are, plain and simple.
Oh, for sure. And they've been using it for a while. Hammer says he wants me to bring him on one day. Yeah, dude, just hit me up, man. You have to just have the Skype app. That's how we're doing it. So I'll you know, just to message me or something, and I'll give you the info. You can come on, man. I mean, because you know what, I'm at the point now where I'm just gonna chill, hang out. I'm gonna talk about news. I'm gonna do things. I'm still gonna do some edited videos. I'm gonna make it out to some events when I can. But you know what, I'm not gonna try to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I mean, when it comes to this Patriot rally nonsense. Because as far as as I'm concerned, they really don't do much of anything anymore. But yeah, dude, Hammer, just hit me up. You know, we'll work it out. In fact, you can email me if you want, or anybody can. PatriotMediaInfo@gmail.com. So yeah, the facial recognition thing, the censorship, we talked about it at Patriot Media a long time ago. We brought it up. I showed you examples. I mean, the people who have been following Patriot Media for a long time know that we've talked about this stuff. So anyway, man, Joe, thanks for coming on, brother. Thanks everybody for watching. And I'm going to go ahead and call it, guys. I hope y'all have a great night. And thanks for supporting us at Patriot Media. Thank you to all the patrons, all the super chats, all the the little things on Periscope, and really just you guys sharing and liking and tapping the screen, and all the people on Facebook as well that have shared this out, trying to help us regain some likes on the page, on their new page. So I just want to give you guys a big shout out. Thanks a lot. And we will be back soon. Hopefully I'll do a couple of live streams this week. I'm not under the weather anymore. So we will be back on. I'll be back on sometime.